Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now May 1st of 2024, and given that Marvel Studios is going through a very big challenge right now, not just for this year, but also for 2025, as we previously discussed, that this is going to be the very year that is going to be full of expensive failures. Most, of course, referenced, of course, when you look at Captain America 4 and what's been going on with that film, there's been a lot of revisions being applied to that production, but that's only the beginning. Now, looking at Deadpool and Wolverine, we all know it and they all know it, as in Disney, that this is the one major film that they are banking on right now for 2024 to at least make a decent box office profit. Now, of course, on top of everything here, we know that Ryan Reynolds, Shawn Levy, Rhett Reese, and Paul Wernick, even Hugh Jackman getting into the mix, have all been grouping together and battling against Disney to prevent any form of DEI elements spilling into the reshoots, which, by the way, are happening right now, and they've gained a lot of victories over losses. Now, on top of everything here, we know that there's a lot of things going on with Deadpool and Wolverine, given the fact that the reshoots are set to last until the last week, or even down to the last couple of days of this month, quite possibly spilling into the first couple of days of June, if things do get delayed a little bit further. But how this all involves She-Hulk actress Tatiana Maslany is where things get even more interesting, and the ongoing situation between Reynolds and Maslany based on the She-Hulk character getting excluded, not just from previously shot footage, but also from planned reshoots. Now let's get into this, shall we? Now, one thing about Tatiana Maslany that I think is very much universally known at this point is that she is one that typically attacks the fandom, then acts a little bit civil for a while, and then gets back into attack mode. However, on top of that, with all divisions at the Walt Disney Company going through endless challenges due to Bob Iger's lack of leadership skills, one major development has much more to do with the current situation for Deadpool and Wolverine and how it further involves Ryan Reynolds. A significant update to this situation involves the battle between She-Hulk actress Tatiana Maslany and Ryan Reynolds after, of course, Ryan was the one to call the shots on canceling out all of her scenes that were both partially shot and also planned for the reshoots which are going on right now. Now, a shocking turn of events now is that Ryan not only canceled out all of She-Hulk's scenes, but also one development that emerged that created more heated arguments by Maslany is that Ryan also decided to have writers Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick to write out any pieces of dialogue planned for reshoots that were going to reference the She-Hulk character. Now, it turns out Deadpool was going to reference She-Hulk several times for the new footage to be filmed that was initially forced by Kevin Feige and the Disney heads as a cheap strategy to promote the She-Hulk series. Now, this is something that Tatiana Maslany is also already beginning to warn both Reynolds and the Disney heads that she is willing to take a form of legal action after Disney decided to pull the scenes by Ryan's request, including the many lines of dialogue by Deadpool that were going to reference She-Hulk as another fourth wall breaker, essentially, in the film. Now, in addition to this, Tatiana is also furious with Reynolds after he, of course, decided to convince Disney to also not include her previously shot footage or any form of behind-the-scenes material on the Blu-ray edition of Deadpool 3, which, by the way, get this, is planned to release sometime by this holiday season. Now, Tatiana's argument reportedly was that she had signed a contract that her footage was to be used even after the reshoots. However, Disney is now in full damage control mode over Deadpool 3 as they aim to make this one successful Marvel film for 2024. Tatiana is also reportedly furious after the fact that Ryan has plans of inserting actor Henry Cavill as a surprise cameo to fill in the missing material planned to be shot for reshoots. Both Ryan and the Disney heads are still attempting to decide if Henry will portray either Captain Britain or a Wolverine variant from another universe, and this scene in particular is planned to be shot at last minute of the reshoots. Now, this is, of course, Tatiana's main drive, as she recently held heated arguments with the Disney heads about how she was not only fired from the production and her filmed scenes removed, as well as the reshoot plans, but also replaced, claiming that this was done out of spite by Ryan Reynolds, with Ryan successfully removing all references to She-Hulk in Deadpool and Wolverine, as well as promotional ads for the movie theaters that would have been connected to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, featuring She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall. Now, let me just stop here for one moment before I move on. Now, the fact that we have guys out there like Ryan Reynolds, alright? We have these actors like Ryan Reynolds and, among others, even creators like Shawn Levy, the director, standing up for what's right, standing up for the fandom, source material, and everything around that really just makes up pure entertainment is very and much truly inspiring. The fact that we have, even ironically, Henry Cavill stepping into the equation of the Deadpool 3 production, I think is a little wink-wink by Ryan Reynolds, that he wants to include more actors like that are willing to take a stand against Hollywood. And we already talked about this a couple of days ago, that Ryan had it out with Disney about his overall insertion into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and how it would be done. You know, we know that Henry Cavill gets knocked around a lot in Hollywood and in the film industry. We all saw what happened with Netflix. We all saw what happened with his role as Superman and what they're trying to do now with Warhammer 40k. Tons of drama connected to Henry Cavill, and wrongfully so, mind you, because this guy really does just care about the fans, and in a very genuine way that's not fake. So again, like I say, I think that Ryan Reynolds is really, you know, got his eye on the ball here to make this one movie that's going to be a classic, that's going to be a love letter to MCU fans, or fans of the Marvel Comics that grew up with Wolverine, the classic Wolverine, right? And everything related to Deadpool variants, etc., etc. But on top of this, alright, moving onwards, she is also placing blame on director Shawn Levy for not defending her position as She-Hulk. Disney is also deciding to drop her from another massive MCU project that is described to already be finalized after her fallout with the Deadpool creators, and this was reportedly Avengers Secret Wars, where Tatiana is now no longer involved in the MCU, period, the end. So again, I mean, this is obviously why Tatiana is getting very defensive. She knew that she saw the MCU as a gravy train. She saw this as a career maker, basically, for the She-Hulk character, for getting up on the big screen in these massive movies. But you know what, if you even want to call them massive movies anymore, because the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been very lackluster in recent times. We all saw what happened in 2023, and we all saw, of course, what happened, especially in this year, with the 2025 slate of Marvel films, and the drama connected to all of those, and what's happening with Blade, Captain America 4, what also happened with Fantastic Four. I mean, that's just the beginning here, and it's not going to end anytime soon, as long as you got Bob Iger out there listening to the top 3 shareholders like BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, etc., etc. And Kevin Feige, I mean, we also have to point the finger at this guy too. I mean, he's also a part of the problem. You know, you can't forget about Feige in recent years. I mean, he really has pretty much fallen off a cliff when it comes to the MCU. I think everything went downhill after Spider-Man No Way Home, or even arguably after Avengers Endgame. So overall, guys, you know, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.